Hey ladies, how's it going? I'm the internet's most ruthless gatekeeper and the planet's most entertaining human being. My name is Dan Frampton. Thank you so much for kicking back with me here today. I'm baked, awake, and full of cake, and you know what that means. It's time for me to log on real quick and do cyberspace's most important job, and that's to gatekeep Blink 182. So let me lay it out for you, Daddy. It's simple. These Blink 182 cats have been around for a couple decades and they've put out a couple records over the years. I've been a fan, I've been a hater, and today I learned that you could be both simultaneously. I have a big bottle of Haterade right here and a big old cup of Love Potion number 9 in the other, and let me tell you something right here, brother. They both taste delicious. I'm gonna go through every Blink 182 record and tell you the worst song on each one, okay? We're gonna put the Love Potion to the side for a moment and focus solely on this big old bottle of Haterade over here. So put a like on the video right now to put a curse on Finn McKenty, and let's get rolling. Let's start with the first unofficial release, and that's Fly Swatter. Now, the band doesn't consider this one of their main records, because when you get to the record number 9, it wouldn't be number 9 if you included this. It would be number 10. So they don't normally include Fly Swatter, but I am including it, and I'm telling you right now, all these songs are awful, not mixed, unlistenable, totally muddy, poorly written, the worst definition of trash I have ever heard. The only album where Mark's voice sounds better than Tom's, though, I will say that. So the worst song is Red Skies by a long shot, okay? Yeah, most of these songs are very, very unlistenable, but Red Skies is by far the most unlistenable. Now we're going to move on to Buddha, and this is the biggest jump in quality from record to record, because on Buddha there are no bad songs. This thing is all awesome from beginning to end, no skips. It's the perfect mix of grime and catchiness, and in the past I said that this was a one-track album, but I was capping, alright? Now we're going to move on to Cheshire Cat, and we're going to say that they put all the songs that were good from Buddha, and even the one that was kind of alright written from Fly Swatter, they redid it, put a couple more twists on it. They did like a version 2.0, called it Cheshire Cat, and it's alright. I mean, I've heard Carousel, Strings, Romeo and Rebecca, Fentoozler, sometimes TV, Toast and Bananas on the other records, okay? But it is nice to hear updated versions of them that do stand on their own. But I'm here to tell you the worst absolute piece of trash song on this record, and that's a song called Just About Done. They were almost on their way to another perfect album until I got to this stinker. Now I could kind of enjoy the kind of Andy Kaufman quality going on here. They're kind of doing a little silly thing because it's a little bit silly, but no, this thing sucks and it doesn't belong on here whatsoever. It's got a little bit of Ween quality to it, but I don't want Ween. I don't want Andy Kaufman. I want Blink 182, okay? And I'm glad they stopped doing crap like this going forward, because then Dude Ranch comes out and here we go again, another perfect album. Just banger after banger after classic banger. You know, this thing is just amazing. It's hard to pick a bad song on here, so I didn't. There are no bad songs on Dude Ranch. And also, when you get to Enema of the State, the inclusion of Travis Barker should mean that there's going to be at least one bad song here. But nah, not another song to be found that's bad on this record either. 2 back-to-back absolute perfect records out here. Oh, and by the way, All the Small Things has over 1 billion listens on Spotify alone. That's absolutely crazy. But now we're gonna move on to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. And I gotta say, this record is a roller coaster. That being said, the worst song on this record is a song called Roller Coaster. There's an immediate noticeable change in direction going on with the sound here. They're being a little bit more accessible, a little bit more pop rocky, and it's by far not a perfect record. The other songs that stink on this thing are Story of a Lonely Guy and Shut Up. Stay away from these songs at all costs, okay? But here it is. If this was a video entitled The Day That Blink 182 Died, it would be here in their 2003 self-titled record. Now, most Blink 182 fans that exist today consider this the definitive Blink 182 record, and I have no idea why this is. Every song on this record sucks. I hate this thing from beginning to end. Absolutely intolerable. What are you doing here? And it's on this record where they start to do all this weird sort of stuff that they will always do now on every single record. They'll do that weird like distance drums that sounds like it's coming really close at the beginning of a thing. You know the thing I'm talking about. I'm gonna say the worst song on this record is 3 songs, and it's all the singles. And after that record, they would go 8 years without putting out another record. Big old hiatus, bunch of drama, bunch of trauma. I'm not here to talk about any of that. But this record that they put out after 8 years, called Neighborhoods, huge jump in improvement from the self-titled in 2003. This thing is actually a good record with awesome songs on it. There are a couple stinkers, for sure, but I gotta say that this record here is Travis's best when it comes to him drumming. He is absolutely cracked on this thing. Now, I understand the criticism of Travis Barker just overplays, and that rings true on this record, but it sounds awesome here. No song dips below decent. Hearts All Gone is a genuine banger, but by default, I gotta have a worse song on this thing, and I'm gonna call it Fighting the Gravity. I mean, it's okay, but it is the worst one on here. Now we gotta move on to the Matt Skiba era. Out goes Tom DeLonge, in comes Matt Skiba, and out comes the record, California. Now, back in the day, I didn't like this record at all, but I gotta tell you, it has grown on me over the years. I actually kind of enjoy this record these days. And maybe that's because I've grown to have a deeper appreciation for Matt Skiba, but what he brings to Blink-182 flavors them in a whole new, fresh, and unique kind of way, but they still sound and feel like Blink-182. Now, I gotta say though, even though this is a pretty good record, by default, the worst songs on here, and it's by a long shot, are the singles. Bored to Death and She's Out of Her Mind have a ton of listens, but they are not good songs, bro. And now I'm gonna have to give you my hottest Blink-182 take. Now, I'm sorry, there isn't gonna be another person out here that agrees with that, so you could like hit me with a bunch of vitriol in the comments if you want, but I gotta say this, 9 is not their worst record. I'm saying 9 is better than 2003 self-titled, but not by a lot. This thing sucks so much. This is a brutal listen. I have no idea what they were thinking putting this record out, but the worst song on it is by far on some emo shit. And now we gotta talk about the most recent record one more time. I will tell you, Terrified has grown on me a little bit. Dance With Me kind of grew off of me a little bit. I really want to love this record. I want to see this as a return to form, but genuinely, I do believe that this record is just full of duds and it is poorly mixed. It's unfocused and overblown, and the worst songs on here are When We Were Young and Fell in Love. The hooks on this are some of the worst hooks in Blink-182 history. When we were young. What is that? That is awful. That is nothing. You remember the time where we fell in love? Awful stuff. Brutal, unlistenable, garbage. And I will also say that the ole, 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 ole has also turned me off a little bit in recent months. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here right now. Remember to stay humble, work hard, and be ruthless. See you later.